Haters gonna hate. And that makes it really hard sometimes in life. I know we've all heard the expression you are the product of the five people that you surround yourself with. And that is so true on so many different levels. And I'm not talking about the hate you get from posting stupid stuff online or you're bickering with, the social media world. Like that stuff doesn't matter. That's not hate. That's just good discussion. But when the hate comes from those who you know, like, and trust, it's really hard. And I'm speaking to all those entrepreneurs out there who started one place in life and then you grew and you outgrew the circle that you were in. And that circle could be a business circle, that could be a financial circle, it could be a social circle, it could be familiar circles, family circles. Not really sure what to say about that, but it can be really, really hard. And I just want to give a shout out to all of you that are going through that. And they hate you the most when you win. And when you find someone in your circle that is that person and is that influence on your life, it's time to make a change. And that change can be sad, it can be hard, cannot be what you want, but you shouldn't have to hold other people's buckets for them. You shouldn't have to hold their negativity because they're upset with the way you've been successful. It's time to check whether maybe you're being a good friend, whether you're not supporting them in the way that they needed to be supportive. So maybe they lashed out. But if you come to the conclusion that this is a person or people that don't help you move farther in life, it's important that you make changes. And I was listening to a podcast, or no, it was an interview, and this is classic. If you win, those people around you will find reasons why you shouldn't win and why they do it better and why you do it worse. And it was a head coach of Chicago Bears that kind of articulated this for me pretty well. Ben Johnson recently took over. The Bears got a bunch of problems and whatever, and they were talking about the tush push of the Philadelphia Eagles. If you don't know what the tush push is, the tush push is something that the Philadelphia Eagles came up with a couple years ago, where if they need 1 yard or 2 yards, they do this weird formation where they basically push the tush of the quarterback by guys behind him, and the front line just makes a hole, and they like 90 some percent of the time they get a couple yards. And so it's like super impactful on fourth down and touchdown, like goal line situations. And I just think about when the reporters asked Ben Johnson the other day about it, and Ben's like, oh, I don't like the tush push. I just like explosive plays. If you're not doing it with explosive plays, then that's just not my style. That's not good enough. Now, it's a professional setting, and there's really not much that you can do to get rid of a Ben Johnson in your life. But if you have a Ben Johnson in your life, it's time to let him go. Ben Johnson wants to win his own way, and then any way anybody else wins is wrong, and they want to change the rules. Now, just to be clear, I do not like the Philadelphia Eagles. I like watch them do the push tush against my beloved Commanders in last season's NFC Championship game, where Frankie Louvu, you're the man, where they were going to get the touchdown, and there was really nothing the Commanders could do about it, and it was because of this play. And the Commanders should have never gotten into that situation. And I never accept the idea that someone else following the rules is in some way that I can blame them for following the rules and say, I don't like the style in which you are doing it or you are being successful. And therefore, I'm going to talk a bunch of trash about you, and I'm going to change the rules so that you can no longer be successful. Because anybody can do the tush push. Anybody can do what we do as entrepreneurs. You got to wake up early. You got to work a lot longer hours than 9 to 5. You got to risk your own money. You got to go along with all the stress that comes along with it. Everybody can do that, but people choose not to do it. And then they come to you as in like it's your fault, and and they want to change the rules so that the way they think the world works will be successful. And that probably changes a couple times in your life. It probably changes with business, probably changes in your personal life, probably changes with your family at times. And yeah, I got some empathy. Obviously, I'm frustrated with some things in my life about some people around it, but I just tell you that you're not alone. And and everybody who says like, oh, just surround yourself by the 5 people that are going to influence you or whatever, that doesn't mean it's easy. And it's hard, and it's hard to be an entrepreneur. It's hard to be a leader. But I would really encourage you to look deep and stand up for yourself, and don't tolerate the people who want to bring you down. I'm not like I'm not trying to ruin you, but they're not filling your bucket. They're asking you to carry their bucket. And honestly, as an entrepreneur, as a family person, I got too many buckets, and yeah, so changes have to be made, and it's tough. But I don't know. I just wanted to kvetch about it a little bit. Hope everybody's doing well. But if we know that we are the product of the 5 people around us, then we have to continuously cull the 5 people around us. And even if they were once super important to you, people change, people grow up, and you got to change too. So be a leader, stand up for yourself, and don't be afraid to make hard changes in your life. The pain that you go through short term will be mitigated by the successes that you have in the long term. Make way for new people in your life and new choices. And don't settle for people who don't want you to be successful, who don't want you to win. And anytime you get that win, you know, they only got negative things to say. It's not worth it. It's not worth your time. All right, my name is Rich Lennon. This had nothing to do with growing the money. Maybe it did. Maybe it did. I guess if you can't go out and you can't be successful if you don't have a team that supports you. But yeah, go out, make changes in your life. Sometimes it's necessary. All right, peace out. Tomorrow's AI Friday. I'll be in a better mood.